Picked the gap beautifully. First boundary for the Rapids. Through the offside, easy as you like. Or could be gone, is gone. It is a wide, granted, but all the time in the world for Tom Moores.
Credit should we give here to Carter? Did he see him come in? Or is it a genuine wide? Good take in the end.
Catch it.
Shouts of catch it in vain. Slapped away by Moeen Ali.
Trying to get them off to a good start. He didn't get all of it. He's got enough.
In the blast, but good to see elsewhere as well. Oh, he's got him! As soon as I say that, Carter makes his second breakthrough of the over. Stumps dislodged. And Carter has two for.
Down the ground. It looks as if he's just taken a little bit of pace off it.
That's beautifully played. Lovely, crisp sound off the bat, like a cracked whip. Just lent on by Vessels. Four more. It's beautifully picked up. Really is. Not much feet movement. Didn't need to, really. It's just hands and eyes. Another crisp connection. Slightly shorter length. That's a great piece of fielding. Is it good enough?
Running, but it's been outdone by this piece of fielding from the captain, Mullaney. Brilliant pickup, clean, throwing off balance, even with a dive.
Cautious. Gone, caught and bowled. Well, he tried to go down the ground, tried to pick out that short, straight boundary, but all he's done is sting the hands of Stephen Mullaney, the skipper. And Nottinghamshire have their fourth.
I miss out on that again, just running his fingers over the ball, and it's an easy caught and bowled. Good height.
Handy, not where he's aiming, but desperately need boundaries just to get this innings up and running. Get yourself back into the groove. Does pretty well there. Ball just stops a little bit in the surface, and probably should have done better. Probably should have done better. He'd done most of the legwork, and they've been pretty quiet up until now, the home crowd.
No, I don't think that's enough.
That'll help. Beautifully picked up by Whiteley. Little errant in line from Mullaney, and a flick of the wrist sent it sailing over the boundary.
इन्हें कोशिश करने दो और आप
पेटीएम करो.
Andrew. Sweetly struck. No need to run. Beautifully hit and might have gone for six. Think it hit the triangle on the fall. That's nicely hit. Really well hit. It sounded better than it actually travelled, but still good enough for the Rapids, and a fabulous 50 from Jake Libby.
At the time, Worcestershire desperately needing somebody to anchor the innings and give themselves a chance.
Fletcher it is with the final over. It starts with a boundary. A little bit leg side-ish, and just a little swish from Whiteley and Worcestershire getting towards that 150 mark. Try it again. Shouts a catch. Comfortably taken in the end. Patterson it is with the safe hands. And it's the end of Ross Whiteley.
Yeah, line was better.
When patients come here, they will feel safe from the minute they enter the hospital. As you drive into the premises, they're greeted by somebody who show you the best place to park, and in the entrance, somebody else will take a temperature, give you some protective masks.
What a way
And
to get off the
that
mark.
sense, carries through to
That's how
all
it's
the
done.
clinical
Where's he
areas,
been?
wards,
What a
and
strike
theatre
that is from Ed
environments
Barnard.
where social distancing is rigidly applied.
Oh,
And
there you
so
go.
I think the message to our patients should be that if you need to come to hospital, then we will do everything
Over third
to
man.
make that a
150
safe
up.
visit.
There he
The most
goes.
important thing is making
Last
sure
ball
the
then.
patients and staff are safe. We've staggered our appointment
Top
times, so
edge
we
going
only
down
have certain
towards
numbers of
fine leg
patients in the
boundary and
department at the
just
same
taken
time.
inside.
We
Matt
have
Carter with the safe
rearranged
hands,
our
but
waiting
Barnard's
areas
job
so
was
we
done.
can separate patients. We are asking them to arrive on time, not to bring anybody with them. They can go straight in
finish
for their
that.
scans. And
Welcome to the blast.
Patients clearly are going to have very definite anxieties about COVID and having surgery or having treatments
Well,
at a time that COVID's still
welcome
around in our
to the
society.
UK, Ben
But to
Dorship.
be able to show them that
Deliciously
we've got
in the slot.
pathways that have kept our patients
Sitting up
safe,
perfectly
that's
for Clark.
going to be very, very
6'5" is now
important
7.5.
as we move forward.
And it's coming down further.
Clearly it's been challenging
Josh
times.
Tong has just
Out
been
challenge
dispatched. Oh, that's a
comes
great shot.
Innovation. We looked at the
Josh Clark.
infrastructure of our
Look at that, pulling off
so
the
that
front
we
foot.
could separate patients in
Picking
respect of whether they're an inpatient or an outpatient.
Oh,
Simple
cheeky,
things, so
impudent,
video and
brilliant.
teleconferencing for our outpatients.
The
And I
second
think
six in the over.
that
And
innovation
they're
is
making
here to
mincemeat
stay.
of this target.
We've been absolutely
Problem is with
so
pace
proud of
is
the
that it
team
doesn't
and what
need
they've
much
done to be able to
to get
provide the
dispatched.
patient care that we have done.
We have impeccable infection prevention standards. On those standards,
more.
we have fully
hang on.
embedded into
That might have
all
gone
of
all
our
the way.
workforce. So this
It
hospital
is
has
6.
gone through a
Igor doesn't
significant
even wait.
transformation. There are hand gel stations everywhere
This is
you
an
turn in the
absolutely
hospital, and
magnificent
people are
strike
actively
from
encouraged
Alex
to
Hales.
use
Follow-through doesn't get
them,
much beyond the top of the
installing a
stumps.
huge number of additional hand
Doesn't
wash
need to.
basins, replacing old, tired, worn hand wash basins. So we are absolutely at the top of our
Fetch
game
that.
in terms of infection prevention.
Just so simple.
Ultimately, you want what's best for the patient, and for some patients that will be perfectly
Oh,
fine to
Lord
do
have
via
mercy.
telephone
That has
or
gone
virtually,
miles.
but for some
Alex
patients,
Hales.
for their best outcome,
Joining
you will
the
need
party.
to see them face to face and do some hands-on treatment with them. But then we're in our full masks,
And pick that one
visors,
out of the
gloves,
crowd as well.
aprons,
Whenever they bowl
and
at the
there's a very
moment,
set
it is being
system of where the
dispatched.
patients go and their entrances,
Just violent,
exits.
you know,
I
the
think
way
we
he hits the
all
ball. And
felt
as I
that
said,
we
you know,
were doing
that
something
if you go long in your
useful
delivery,
and
they're hitting you
worthwhile.
over your
I
head.
think everyone's risen to the challenge amazingly, and I'm really, really proud to work here.
Yeah, more sanitizer, please. More wipes needed.
As we
just
come out, we
brutality,
start
it's
to
just
de-escalate.
strength,
Exactly
it's
what we
just-
want to do is be able to bring our
No
patients
ground
back
in
to
world
the
cricket.
hospital. Those that,
There's a
who have been
chance.
waiting, those that
Maybe
are
a chance.
apprehensive, because clearly
And
the
gone this
requirement for
time.
them to have their
Well, they
operation
needed that.
hasn't gone away. So I
They
would say
really
to people,
did. He's
we have
disappointed
a
because
safe
one of the very
environment
rare
for us to be
occasions that he
able to
didn't find
deliver
quite the middle of the
quality
bat.
care that they need.
Well, they say kids never come by unless they need something.
Dad, I need your help.
Safe pair of hands there. A slower ball, a little leg cutter, just
Welcome
rolling
to
his
Jump High
wrist
Auctions,
over
the
it.
nation's
He got a
favourite
good
online
pulse of it.
Retail returns, insolvency stock and freight
Game
deliveries.
powered down the
Plus,
ground,
fully
but taken.
functional
Yes,
apps
just a
covered by
little
Jump
bit of
High.
light now for
Bidding
the
online
home
is
side. He's
quick,
frustrated.
so
He
visit
too couldn't
Jump High
quite get the elevation.
today.
They've been pretty quiet up to now. They'll feel they're just about still in it. Big appeal, yes, given. Now then, maybe they believe now. Ben Duckett, such a useful player. Good decision from Moeen Ali against Duckett. Off spin, and it's worked. They have a...
Game on.
Go easy on me. the games are starting to come thick and fast as we head into the middle part of this year's T20 campaign. And after an away trip at the weekend to the Lancashire Lightning, tonight the boys are back on home soil, and it is all about the Outlaws versus the Rapids, round 2. A very good evening and welcome to Trent Bridge Live for Vitality Blast action here at Trent Bridge. The sun is shining, the crowds are filling up, and do not worry, we will have ball-by-ball coverage for you of this game against the Worcestershire Rapids. Now, news from the middle is that Stephen Mullaney has won the toss and he has chosen to bowl. Now, let's take a look at the 11 that has been selected for this fixture. Well, the opening pairing when we choose to bat will be Alex Hale, and Joe Clark. Coming in at number 3 will be Sol Budinger, Ben Duckett, Tom Moores, Samit Patel, Stephen Mullaney, the captain, Luke Fletcher, Matthew Carter, Kelvin Harrison, and Jake Ball make up your 11. Now, not so coming off the back of a draw against Lancashire at the weekend, and one of the pivotal members of the Nott squad that day was the number 23 Tom Moores. We caught up with him earlier this morning to talk all things Nott's Outlaws.
Tom, congratulations on your contract extension with Nottinghamshire, another 3 years, which will eventually take you up to 9 years with us in the first team side of things. Tell us a little bit about how that all came about.
Yeah, well, obviously, been at the club now for a while, and got capped and stuff like that, and the club showed their commitment to me, and obviously nice to top it off with a 3-year deal. So over the moon to commit to the club and stay here, and it's a really exciting time to be in. There's loads of great players, so yeah, it's really pleased.
You mentioned being capped there. Did you know that was coming, or was it a bit of a shock that morning, or did you find out the day before?
No, it's complete shock to me, to be fair. I didn't even, clock that my mum was there.
I was going to say, your mum, your family, and everybody was around.
Yeah, so all the family were there, all videoing me walking down. Still didn't clock. Well, that's just classic me. And yeah, just thought, obviously, fans are back. They can't wait to watch some cricket.
You just thought your family were keen.
Yeah, I thought they were keen. Yeah, I thought they literally couldn't wait. And then I sort of twigged, obviously, when I saw Reedy, and then I thought, actually, my mum and my sister and my girlfriend aren't that keen. They don't love cricket that much. And then I sort of twigged that maybe, after Ben got his, which was a great moment for us to get it together. Then obviously to top it off with Reedy getting, presenting me my cap was a really nice touch, and it was a really proud moment for me and the family.
So getting your cap is really important, obviously, to any player, but what does it mean to you after the amount of time you've spent with Outlaws, and you're still only 24 and all those kind of things?
Yeah, it means a huge amount. I think it's something that you strive to achieve as a player, as a young player. You see obviously all the people who have been captain in the past, and I think it's a sign of, performing for the club and committing to the club and the hard work you've put in around the team and around the coaches have put into you. So I think it's just a combination of everything put together really, and like I said, a commitment the way the club sees you as a player. So I think it was a great moment, something I didn't see necessarily coming so soon, but a really proud moment for me and something that's spurred me on just to kick on now and really step up and turn myself into a senior player at the club and try and drive this team to win more trophies and stuff.
Now, I would argue that you're a senior player already when you look at all the changes that have kind of happened in the squad over the last couple of years. And as we've just said, still only 24. When you started off and kind of joined Notts, did you think that you'd end up kind of that well ingrained into a team and that much of a kind of looked to senior player that quickly?
Not really, no. I think you're always trying. I've always sort of been somebody who's trying to lead. I think obviously you look at senior players and you think age and you think they've got to be a certain age and played a certain amount of years. But I think the way the game's going now, you can lead from the front in any way at any age. It doesn't take a certain type of person to be a leader or a senior player. So I think we've got a great culture at Notts now that someone like a Calvin Harrison who's just come in and played a handful of games, or a Samit Patel who we've just seen obviously played all the games in the world. Both can be senior players at different times and both can lead and have great ideas. So I think that's we've got that culture going at the club, which is a really powerful thing to have, I think, and I think something that I'm just trying to every game be a leader, try and influence in the right way on the pitch and off the pitch, and help guide any young players coming through to drive a culture forward, I think.
So obviously this new contract you've signed for all formats, and we know that you're committed to all formats at Nottinghamshire, but let's talk specifically about Outlaws. So we're on game day. What is it about that shortened format, the white ball, that makes you come alive?
I think it's the fast pacedness of it. Obviously normally we get great crowds. It's great to obviously have them back now and obviously limited, but I think just everything about it, the fast pacedness of it, the music, it's very entertaining, I think, and I think that sort of suits my character. I want to entertain. I want to be the man who puts on a show and hopefully wins, impacts the game and wins as a game. So I think all them things tick my boxes, I think, and it's obviously you can't help but love the format. T20 cricket is great to watch. It's very exciting. So and it's a completely different challenge to the red ball. I think it's both obviously I enjoy just as much as each other for different reasons, but I think that side of T20 cricket, stepping out in front of a crowd and trying to entertain and be the man of the match and win the game for your team is a great feeling and something that you dream about as a kid to do.
So you talked about being man of the match there, and obviously so far through this campaign it's felt like it hasn't kind of been left to one man to go out there and win a game. It's always kind of been a star in every kind of setup, as it were, and I'd kind of argue that against Lancs the other night you were there kind of leading the run scoring. Does it feel like you've kind of got a group of people around you that you can rely on, or how does that makeup sit in the team at the moment?
Yeah, I think that's one of our biggest strengths. I think we've got a team of 11 match winners, and I think each person backs everyone to win the game on that given day. I think that everyone wants to be that man, and I think if all of us step out there and we have the mentality that if we all walk out onto the pitch wanting to be the man of the match and win the game, if a few of us have a great day and come off, then normally that's enough in T20. We obviously know that it can't be everyone's day at the same time, and if it is, then we're normally a very dangerous side and we beat teams quite comfortably. But I think we know that doesn't happen, so we're hoping that somebody comes off in the batting, or two people, and then obviously in the bowling it takes as a collective fielding and bowling to all pull together. And a couple of good overs here and there in T20 cricket can change the game. So, definitely, I think we all have that ability to win the game. And I think for different people to step up at different times is a great great strength for the team.
And I would say you can sometimes slide up or down the order depending on the gameplay situation. How do you stay ready to get out there? And do you get advance warning that you're up next at that stage if you're going up the ladder?
Yeah, a little bit. Sometimes you have to be a bit flexible, but yeah, it's sort of one of them. I know roughly where I'm going to go, and it's normally sometimes if we need a bit of an injection of to up the scoring rate or something like that. Then I know I'm always ready, and towards the back end of the power play and outside the power play, that's when I'm sort of engaging and thinking I could go in at any stage here. So yeah, you have to be a bit flexible, but then again, I'm sort of used to it now. It's that role came about, I think, after about 2017, and then yeah, it suited me really well, and I really enjoyed it. I got really clear on how I was going to go about my business in that role, and I think the thing we do see with T20 is that there's very similar patterns, although no game's the same and different bowlers. The pattern of the game goes, obviously you have your power play set out, and you've got the up front, middle, and then the death bowling at the end. So I think you can semi-plan if you do your research, and obviously with all the video analysis now on bowlers and stuff, so you can semi-prepare for what you're going to get, and then when it comes to game day, just go and let the instincts take over and try and put on a show.
So the last game saw you slide into the record books a little bit with Outlaws, specifically in T20 runs, knocking Lummy down a peg, and you're number 9th now, I think it is, in the top T20 run scorers for Outlaws. I kind of ask all players this, and I know it's a very similar answer, but do you go out there to hit those milestones, or do you just kind of create your career as it comes along?
Yeah, I think just as it comes along, really. You don't go out there to necessarily, I don't personally go out there to achieve milestones and personal accolades and stuff like that. I think you go out there to enjoy your cricket, and my main goal is to try and do whatever's required for the team at that given time and play the situation, and that sort of takes the pressure off me, I think, and gives me the freedom to do what I believe Notts requires at that time in whatever format it is, and I think that's the best way, and then all the personal milestones and stuff like that hopefully take care of themselves, and obviously they're nice to hear at times, and they keep you just checking that you're on the right track and you're doing well, but at the same time the next game and that right back to the next moment is probably the most important thing for me, so that's what I try and keep it as clear as possible.
So let's talk about the Lancashire game. Obviously the last game that we played, it was a away fixture. That final ball of Fletcher's over, the final ball of the game. We obviously saw it on the stream, but what goes through your mind and what did you see as part of that delivery? Because there was a lot going on around that ball. Fletcher had quite a successful over until the ball before. Describe that from your kind of standpoint in the game.
Yeah, it all happens so quickly. I think obviously everyone, from my point of view, everyone has their own. You sort of pan out the next ball, what you think is going to happen or what you would do in that moment. And obviously, we all know it's very easy to do that when you haven't got to deliver the ball. So I think everyone's probably doing the same sort of thing. And then as Fletcher's about to bowl it, you're getting ready to do your job. And all I'm thinking is stop the ball. Just I've got to get something on this ball, whether it's I'm planning for a wide Yorker personally, and I'm thinking as soon as it goes there, it could hit the footholes, the crease, and you can't judge how it's going to bounce. So I'm preparing for pretty much the hardest take possible. Probably come a little bit closer because obviously they're going to run, and then also getting ready to run to the stumps when he connects with it and it goes to a fielder. And then as we saw, it went to Mull, bobbled